Alright, so if you remember last year, I made a video ranking the top 5 TV seasons I watched in 2022, because I felt there was enough TV I watched to do so. And well, the same rings true this year, 2023. Of course, I didn't watch every single episode of every single TV season that premiered on every single network this year. This is just gonna be a ranking of the top 5 seasons that I watched and reviewed. So if you agree with this list, that's cool. If you don't, well, that's cool too. All I ask is that if you don't, please be nice about it. Or if you wanna get mad, well, I guess there's nothing I can do to stop you. But my main goal is just to have fun here. So let's get started, huh? With number 5, my 5th favorite season of TV that I watched this year that came out this year is Loki Season 2. This is in fact the best title to come out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe this year. In a world where it looks like 2023 was the worst year the MCU has had so far, Loki Season 2 comes along and we're like, well, it looks like they can at least do some things right. This season was just so much fun to watch, and it shows that when you're dealing with the multiverse and the mechanics behind it, all sorts of fun shit can happen. Tom Hiddleston still of course great as Loki. I loved Ki-Hee Kwan as a newcomer. Sophia DiMartino still great. Jonathan Majors, and just the ending of this season gave us some of Loki's greatest moments in the MCU. I really do mean that. Again, we don't know if this is gonna be Tom Hiddleston's final send-off as Loki, but if it is, what a way to go. But only time will tell. Alright, coming in at number 4, we're staying under the Marvel roof, and no, it's not Secret Invasion. I got Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur Season 1. You remember that? This is an animated Marvel series that premiered on Disney earlier in the year, and I just love the aesthetic of it. I love the music. It did something that I hadn't really seen a Marvel animated series do before, which is it feels like it elevates the genre. It's the most unique Marvel animated series I've ever seen, with relatable characters that are really easy to sympathize with. It's funny, Lawrence Fishburne's great in the show. I can't wait to see where it goes from here. At this point, I still don't know when we're getting Season 2. I know it's coming, and I'm definitely looking forward to watching it. Sure, this show can feel a little kiddish at times, but that is overshadowed by just how great everything else about this show is. So there is that. Great job, Moon Girl. You made it onto my list. That is an achievement. Okay, number 3 is The Last of Us Season 1. You might be surprised that this isn't number 2 or number 1 on this list, given that it probably is on other people's lists, but this show really surprised me, cause I'd never played the game it's based on. I'm usually not a big fan of post-apocalyptic stories or zombie stories, but this show gripped me with the characters, the acting, and the writing, all of which are just top tier, phenomenal. Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey were just perfect casting as Joel Miller and Ellie Williams, and they have amazing chemistry. This show is still hands down the very best live-action adaptation of a video game that exists. Because it just shows that when you take the source material that people love, all you have to do is just give it a new coat of paint. Just translate it into live action. That's what people want to see because they already love the original source material. Don't change it at all. This show knew that for the most part, but it did also expand on the world in great ways. Yeah, you'll watch an episode of this show and then you'll YouTube the clip from the game just to see how accurate it is, and dude, yeah. The musical score is great because it's right out of the game, and yes, I am looking forward to seeing how they pull off the next season or two. Since The Last of Us Part 2 video game is divisive from what I've heard, but Season 1 of this show was just so damn good, I gotta watch Season 2, at least I gotta be excited for it, cause it's Joel and Ellie, dude. Joel and Ellie. And now we are at number 2. Number 2, you might be surprised that this isn't number 1, which probably just gave away what it is, so I'm just gonna come out and say it. It's Ahsoka. Yeah, like I said, this was my number 1 most anticipated title of 2023, because it is that continuation of Star Wars Rebels, but in live action. Rosario Dawson's still great as Ahsoka Tano, but just seeing those Star Wars Rebels characters in live action, Sabine Wren, Harrison Dula, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Chopper even. This is the search for Ezra Bridger, the search that the ending of Star Wars Rebels left us with. To get that chapter in live action was such a treat for Star Wars fans. I loved talking about each episode of this show. I loved theorizing every week. And I mean, that 5th episode with Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen coming back to play him, dude, that was some good shit right there. And the way this season ended, I really do feel like we need at least one more season to touch on this ending before Dave Filoni's upcoming movie. Because I feel like just going from this season to the movie, it wouldn't be the best fit, narratively speaking. So if and when we get that announcement for an Ahsoka Season 2, you know I'm gonna be ecstatic. So let's get that happening already, huh? What are we waiting for? I can't wait to see what happens. And now we are here, number 1. And yeah, since Ahsoka wasn't number 1, you're probably wondering, well, what could it be then? What indeed? Well, I'll tell ya. My number 1 favorite season of TV I watched this year? Netflix wins again. Scott Pilgrim takes off. I just love the aesthetic of the world of Scott Pilgrim, whether it be live action or animated. And yeah, I'm probably gonna make a video about the Edgar Wright movie soon, so be on the lookout for that. But Scott Pilgrim Takes Off took the story of Scott Pilgrim that we thought we knew and flipped it on its head by taking one very important piece out of the equation and left us going, well, alright, is it gonna be as good then? Turns out the answer to that question was absolutely. And with the cast from the movie coming back to voice their characters, Michael Cera, Mary Winstead, Chris Evans, Brandon Routh, Mae Whitman, Brie Larson, the list goes on, Aubrey Plaza, Kieran Culkin, Jason Schwartzman, who could have asked for more? I think the biggest contributing factor to this show being #1 was just how much of a surprise it was for me. Cause it just blew me away. Yeah, sure, I was expecting to like it cause I love the movie, but yeah, I'll be honest, I was not expecting to love it as much as I did. Just goes to show how awesome the world of Scott Pilgrim really is. Maybe I should read those original comics. I don't know. But for what my opinion is worth, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off is hands down my #1 favorite season of TV that I watched that came out in 2023. And I'm looking forward to seeing if it continues in a season 2. I mean, after all, it did leave it open, so who knows. But I'd certainly like it to. And alright folks, that is it. Those were my top 5 favorite seasons of TV that came out in 2023 that I watched. Again, if you agree with this list, that is awesome. If you don't, that is also awesome. Differing opinions are what keep this world spinning. And man, I cannot wait to see what next year, 2024, brings to the small screen. We got House of the Dragon Season 2, we got Star Wars Skeleton Crew, we got Creature Commandos, the first entry in James Gunn's new DC universe. Yeah, that's just so exciting. I'm gonna be making videos on all those shows and more. It's gonna be awesome. So let's get a conversation going, huh? What were your favorite TV seasons of 2023? Top 5, 3, 10, whatever works for you. I really wanna know, so whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And yeah, my next video is going to be top 10 movies of 2023. I already have my list together, so that's coming soon. Again, be on the lookout. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Peace!